Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast here on MetaBroz. We are continuing on the Wilderness spoiler train here. I am Moldy Potion. This is my brother Metacracks.
Hey, guys.
And today we're getting back to it. We got water pulled up. We're just going to go through these and kind of read them. Some of these for the first time for us and give you guys the effects and our opinions on them.
Yeah, all of them really for the first time for me.
Yeah.
I haven't skipped ahead other than a couple that I've seen on Instagram. I don't know these pages, and everyone I see, I just get that more excited with Wilderness. Only like, what, 2 weeks away?
Yeah, man. And I've read through this list once fully, actually twice fully, but there's so much going on that like some of these cards, I'm like, have I even read this before? This is insane. Because Wilderness is really stepping it up, guys. The game mechanics are widening. The combos are increasing. The synergy is strong. I'm very excited about this set.
Art is awesome.
The art's incredible.
Yeah. Just before we get started, I wanted to shout out MetaZooHQ. That's where we're getting all of these pages from.
Yeah.
Go check them out. They do wonderful things with the community. It is an excellent resource for all things MetaZoo, and their link will be in the description below.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to Jody. And also, if you guys happen to be shopping on Channel Fireball and you want to use the coupon code MetaBroz with a Z at checkout, it won't cost you anything, but it does help to support us in the channel, so we really appreciate it.
And also, if you feel like supporting us a little more directly, you can stop by our patreon.com/MetaBroz with a Z. We do monthly giveaways and we answer all of our Patreons questions first and foremost, because guys, we have some awesome support from you, the community,
for real.
And we're waking up to literally hours worth of answering comments every day, which we never expected, and we're trying to keep up with it, but sometimes we do fall behind, and if you need an answer, Patreon is the place to find us.
Yeah. By the way, people who are asking a lot of questions, I have a question for you. Would you be interested in me doing a live once a week where we can go through gameplay questions and card questions? Because I get a lot of them, and I also get a lot of good feedback whenever I go live. So just curious, let me know, drop it in the comments if you guys are interested in that. I will start doing a once a week live Q&A.
And the live Q&A you're going to do on your cell phone, because at the moment this setup, we don't have broadband access to do live streaming properly with gameplay, cards, cameras, mics. But, you know, the Verizon wireless tower is close enough that if he stands by the right window, he can stream and answer questions with low res.
Instagram Live goes pretty well. Occasionally it drops, but for the most part, I'm there and it keeps up with me. So yeah, it might be a fun way to hang out and answer some of your questions and help you guys build decks.
Another option would be we could sit down on a weekend and we could record a show where we read all of the questions from the week out loud, or at least we compile the most popular ones and we answer those. We're just trying to figure out a way that we can interact with you guys more and basically not spend 2 to 4 hours every day typing, because we'd rather play and just hang. With that, let's get into some of these pages. So today we are going to be covering the water pages. In the previous podcast, we did the forest, and in the one before that, we covered all the rares. So getting into this is an uncommon beastie fish, Whitey. Whitey or Witty?
Whitey.
Okay. Well, it's white, so it makes sense. 4 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 2 water, life point 60. Has the trap trait and has the flash trait, I believe.
That's the flash trait.
So what is the flash trait?
The flash trait means that when Whitey enters the arena, you can target an opposing beastie and flip a coin. And if you get heads, that beastie can't declare an attack on its next turn.
Okay, so it's just a temporary shutdown of an attack.
Right.
That's cool. I like that, especially when you have several of them and you can bring them out and lock a beastie down turn after turn.
Correct.
Okay, so it's getting an additional 10 life points if the River Terra is in play, or 30 to the attack if the Full Moon Terra is in play.
Yeah.
Arena effect, this beastie has first strike. Is that right? If you contracted another trap this turn, this beastie's attack deals plus 20 damage if you contracted a spell this turn. Interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to push this trap synergy. I don't know if you guys have noticed, just in looking at some of these cards, there are a lot of traps in Wilderness, especially with the water type pages. It seems like they're trying to maybe make a flavor of beasties, you know, that stay under the water and then pop up all of a sudden with an effect or an attack. And that's what a lot of these cards feel like. And this one gives you double synergy. So if you've contracted another trap, it gains first strike, or if you've contracted a spell, it gets 20 damage. I mean, that's pretty cool. That means that if the full moon were active and you contracted a spell, you'd be swinging for 70 damage with this trap, which is pretty significant.
Now, what if you contracted 2 spells? Would you get plus 20 damage 2 times? Because Doesn't say anything about stacking.
No, it just says this beastie's attack deal 20 damage if you contracted a spell. It doesn't say per spell or anything like that. So I would assume it's a one-time effect. If you've contracted a spell, you get plus 20 damage.
Okay, because often MetaZoo says this effect is not stack.
Right, but because they're just talking about a spell, I don't think they feel the need to even say that effect. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Surging Strike is the attack dealing 20 base damage. The White River monster secures itself deep within a river refuge, but still not, and it's too blurry now.
But will not hesitate to defend its home from any trespassers.
Thank you. All right, moving on from Whitey, the skeleton fish.
I love the white leaves like coming down. I think that's such a nice touch on the artwork.
Really pretty. Who did that? Siobhan. I love our artists.
Yeah.
Okay, beastie fish. Beaver shark.
This has got to be like my favorite art. Maybe my favorite art that Siobhan's ever done.
Oh, this is Siobhan too?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 per spellbook. Contraction cost 1 water. Life points 25. Has the trap trait. Gets that 20 Terra bonus from the full moon to the attack, or 10 to the life from the full moon. Flipped. And combat. Okay. So if you play the Beaver Shark as a trap, then you can use it as a kind of like a mini Smoky Spirits, but it must be not only played as a trap, but it must be targeted.
Right.
It has to be under a beastie that is targeted in order to flip, because you can't just flip traps anytime you want.
Right.
So this is a very specific condition where you would be ending combat, saving a beastie. But you know what? I kind of like the idea of having a 1-cost protective end combat trap. That's this. Other than the New Year's celebration, is that what it's called? No. Anniversary.
First anniversary celebration.
Yeah, I mix these up all the time. So I think the best trap in the game right now is the first anniversary celebration, but this is going to be a close second, especially because it's cheaper, you can have more of them, and it's basically just an added protection for any beastie who's being targeted in the arena.
Yeah, I think it's a good card. I think it's easy to overlook the fact that it only happens when it's flipped. Like you said, it's really got to be played as a trap, and it's only going to trigger if the beastie or artifact it's under is targeted with an attack. I've heard people be like, hey, it's like another Smoky Spirits. It is kinda, but Smoky Spirits is way more useful because Smoky Spirits you can end combat anytime an attack is declared, and this you'd have to wait until specifically the attack was declared on whatever this were under. So I think this is a good card if they push the trap mechanic enough in Wilderness that we really start playing traps. Because right now, the meta of like the top decks are almost none of them are trap based. I mean, literally none of them are trap based. Almost none of them even have traps or play traps. So except for Copy Cup, which is an excellent trap. It's an awesome card. I would put that as the second best trap.
Hold on. A Copy Cup, I saw that it was a trap, but how does that benefit me if I'm sitting there as the caster who's being attacked? You're targeting one of my beasties, and it has the trap Copy Cup under it. Copy Cup flips. It's not my turn. Can I play Copy Cup when it's your turn when you target a beastie?
100%. Copy Cup resolves right away because it's a trap. So it flips and it resolves, and you get to target a potion in my cemetery, and then it immediately resolves that potion as well before even defenders are declared.
So I see the benefit for grabbing copy cupping a Smoky Spirits.
Sure.
Maybe copy cupping a Lightning in the Bottle, but if I got that, my beastie is already the primary defender, which is why the trap got flipped in the first place. So it's not like I can suddenly squeeze in another primary defender after that with a Lightning in the Bottle. You follow my kind of ridiculous...
That's actually not how it would work. The way it would work would be that the attack would be declared on your beastie. Your beastie's not primary defender yet. Defenders have not been declared. So your beastie is the target of the attack. Then the trap flips. Boom. And then you can give either the beastie who is targeted first strike, Lightning in a Bottle, or you could have one of your defenders wake up first strike and then declare that as a defender.
I could do that.
So yeah, the potion resolves before defenders are declared, which is pretty key.
I got to keep remembering this. So it is an attack declaration. You declare an attack. Then there's a period where that trap flips before the attack actually takes place, before the primary defender is actually declared back.
Right. Correct.
Cool. All right. So this says wood chipper, destroy target
forest terra page.
So this is going to stop Bigfoot in his tracks.
Yeah, this is going to be the deck. I think that will be I think that you're going to basically see Beaver Shark sitting in the sideboard, and once they come up against a Bigfoot or a forest based spellbook, because the forest terra page is arguably the most powerful Terra page in the game because it gives Bigfoot invisibility. It also gives damage bonuses to so many beasties.
Jersey Devil, for example, gets a 25 bonus to his attack if that Terra of Forest is in play.
Right.
Which I love having a Dark Beastie with that Terra bonus. I actually have a Dark Forest build that I've mentioned a couple times, and I'm trying to work those two together specifically because of that Forest Terra.
Right.
And here is the thing that will make it irrelevant.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's an ability you can use over and over. It's not a contract ability. So basically, like, if you sideboard in Beaver Sharks, Forest Terras are just not going to be, they're not going to live for long in the next game, which is major advantage for the water deck. But we'll see, man. With that Bigfoot win con, it's going to be an interesting, match. Bigfoot's not even necessarily trying to kill you. It's just trying to get out the Bigfoots.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I didn't even think of that, of course. Okay, moving on. Beastie Fish Dublin. Lake Monster. I was in Dublin.
Siobhan.
I didn't know that there was a lake monster in Dublin. That's cool. 4 per spellbook. Contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 water, life points 40. Has that trap trait. Gets 10 life point Terra bonus from the lake. Yeah, thank you. And 20 to the attack if the full moon Terra is in play. Upon contraction, bookmark 1. Place a page from your chapter to the bottom of your spellbook. Okay, so it's a card swap. I personally don't like these. I build my spell books specifically that every page counts. That's why I hate the New Year's New Beginnings, or even worse, the first, I'm never going to remember the name. What is it? What's the other one? Not New Year's New Beginnings, but
New Beginnings?
The other one. Isn't there one that you throw your cards to the cemetery? It just screws my game.
That's New Year's New Beginnings.
That's New Year's New Beginnings. Then there's a normal New Beginnings. Okay. I really hate the New Year's New Beginnings. I tend to play.
I love it.
I know. It works for you.
Yeah.
It ruins me.
And to say the same, I love these effects. Bookmarking 1 and placing the page from your chapter to the bottom of your spellbook. It's like cycling in Magic, but even better because you don't have to discard what you're cycling. You just put it back into your spellbook. So like if I were playing a game and I already had 3 aura pages out and I was pretty much set, and then I bookmarked into more aura, this is going to allow me to put those aura just on the bottom of my spellbook, get them out of the way, who cares, and keep moving through cards.
You know what? I take that back.
Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks to Magic the Gathering, but there are so many times, including yesterday's game, where I was sitting on beasties with 4 and 5 aura cost, and all I wanted to do was have any chance of getting them out of the way for the opposite reason, just so I could get more aura.
Yeah,
and then, of course, when you have enough, you don't want any aura.
Yeah, I think people tend to get bummed out. They're like, but then if I bookmark, I'm giving away a card too, so it's not really giving me card advantage, but it is giving you card advantage because you're getting through cards that are dead right now,
and you're not
getting the cards that'll help you.
You're not sending anything to the cemetery, so it's all coming back to you. So if you think about that, you could really plan to get to the bottom of your spellbook, which we have done 3 to 6 times in the past week playing games. We have gone down all the way. It's God, I love it. Rarely happened in Magic, but
no, Magic was normally 60 card decks.
That's I just realized that as I said it. Raise is the attack, dealing 20 base damage, and combat after this attack resolves. Oh, so this is like the Sharks.
Yes, this is like the Sharks, except it's better in my opinion because of that bookmark effect, because you can set it as a trap. And if you have that full moon active, that's a 40 damage attack that's then going to end combat after it resolves. That's pretty significant. Like even if you look at one of the fatty beasties like Jersey Devil combat damage is canceled, but like Mothman or something like that, that's almost half its life points, and then combat is ended, doesn't strike back. I like Dublin Lake Monster. I think that's going to be one of those cards that just kind of glues the deck together. It's not necessarily your win condition, but it gets you to your win condition.
Consider it as a trap.
Yeah.
Well, no, it would get hit first because it would be a defending right. It's not like it attacks first. It doesn't have first strike.
Right. Okay. No, that was the other one. That was Whitey. Whitey could get first strike. Yep. So if you had already flipped one of these guys and then Whitey got flipped, he would have first strike. And first strike's a huge advantage for a trap, for sure. That's why I like the Copy Cup, Lightning in a Bottle combo so much, because the defender gets to hit first.
I didn't even consider that until sitting down with you right now. Yeah, that's awesome. I've been playing copy cups, but I never even thought to use them on your turn because I just didn't think about it.
But it would have to be a trap. That's the only way you're going to get it used.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. So would you read the flavor text?
Yes. Just the mere sight of this beastie can bring a grown adult to the brink of insanity. Strangely, it also collects human clothes.
That's what's going on there.
All right, man. All right.
It's like a sock drawer snake.
Yeah.
Okay. Or, I'm sorry. Beastie fish.
Man, Siobhan, just amazing. Like her art is always so good, but like the mushrooms around, Dublin Lake Monster, there's just all these touches that I'm like, this is brilliant.
I didn't even see that at first. That's awesome. I
never
love
miss
the
a
glowing
mushroom.
fungi.
Yeah.
Never miss a mushroom. All right, moving on. Beastie Siren. Love this art. Is this Kris Kampmann?
Probably. It looks almost like Seb's style with the art, but I don't think that's a Seb piece. Let's see who did it.
Okay. River Mermaid, 3 per spell book.
Yep, that's Kris.
Kris, I'm starting to get your art, dude. I can see it. Like, I can feel it. Just like Victor, it's just got this vibe. I mean, nothing like Victor's art. Completely different, but I get this, like, it's very clean.
Yeah.
It's
and he can
awesome.
kind of emulate all the artists' style. Like, he can take their beasties and redraw them, like, true to form, without changing around the look of the beastie too much. I really like that.
Killer, Kris. So we got 3 per spellbook River Mermaid, contraction cost 2 water, life points 25, 10 bonus the attack if the river tear is in play, 10 bonus the attack if the full moon tear is in play. Fourth wall effect. If you sang this game, this page costs 1 less to contract. Do you think that'll be applicable in a tournament competitive
That's totally
setting?
applicable action. Yep, you will have to do it. But and if the opponent's like, you weren't singing, you can literally call a judge over and be like, Judge, I'm about to sing right now. And the judge will watch and be like, okay, he sang. So you get the aura off the cost, which is pretty awesome. So it's essentially a 1-drop.
You're going to need to sing before you contract it if you want it to be 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That has to happen.
But
so
you
it's
could
actually
do that
going
every
to,
time.
It's going to foreshadow that the siren is on the way if you sing in a game when you're playing a water spell book. At the same time, you could fool your opponent by obsessively singing during a game where you never have an intention of bringing a siren out.
Sure. Yeah.
Deluge. Arena effect. Trap pages under this beastie cost 1 less aura to contract. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Siren Trap, I believe. That's like some old folklore.
Yeah, the song lures in sailors.
They work together. Deluge is the attack, 20 base damage, once per turn. Bookmark 1 if this attack damaged a caster.
Yeah.
Oh, man, imagine playing that with invisibility. So suddenly you'd be bookmarking 2 every time this hit.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely a card that synergizes well with invisibility, and it also synergizes well with all the traps in the set, and you would literally always be able to play it as a 1-drop as long as you remember to sing. There's nothing stopping you from always being able to cast this as a 1-drop, and I think that's awesome. I think this is a really cool beastie. 1-drop could swing for up to 40, gets a bookmark anytime it damages a caster once per turn, makes all the traps under it cheaper. Yep, very excited to try these, test them, see how dangerous they actually are, because the synergy's there.
Yeah, it is. It's just got to be worked out.
And I just got to point out, all these Full Moon Terra, are you guys seeing this? A lot of Full Moon Terra specifically on the water pages because they're going for that water dark synergy. Megalodon Tooth generates a water and a dark. We're going to see some nasty water dark decks with Werewolves of Defiance that can come out for 2 dark because Full Moon's active, and et cetera, et cetera. We're going to see some really cool stuff happening, guys.
That's so exciting. The fact that 2 weeks ago, before I knew any of these pages even existed, I started to play around with the dark water deck, and now it's just going to get stronger.
Oh, way stronger, way stronger.
I actually, don't think I'm going to play it on the channel until I can get that aura essence that gives me the ability.
You want the Megalodon Tooth for sure.
Yeah, totally. Spell. Armored Scales, 2 per spellbook, contraction cost 2 water. Wow, what wacky art.
Yeah, like a fireball bouncing off of the fish.
Yeah, that's awesome. You may contract this page at any time. Target beastie, fish, or dinosaur has stone skin until the end of this turn. So you can just stop all combat damage, or anything outside of combat is now reduced to 0.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. I think that the fact that this is an anytime page is pretty cool. Could work well potentially with like Torrential River, things that reward you for playing a water spell. There's ways to use this, but you really got to stick. You're limited by the beastie, fish, or dinosaur. So like this would be great for Chessie for sure. It'd be good for Beaver Shark, I guess. But, why would you really need to protect your Beaver Shark? It's more about Chessie in my mind.
You could protect your Sallies and have a pretty mean bunch of dinos with stone skin temporarily.
Yeah, it's a side deck card is how I look at this. I wouldn't probably play it in my main deck, but I'd keep it in the side in case I came up against Gassy or a deck that had a ton of damage removal.
It's for something specific. I mean, just protecting Chessie alone with this would be great. I would love that.
Yeah.
Look at this card design. How it's like a different type of box. I can actually read this one because it's so big and they don't have the strength, the power wheel.
Yeah, they don't have the power wheel because it's a spell, I guess.
Oh, okay. Spells aren't strong against, like when you play like Bubbling Brew, it doesn't have an additional 20. Oh, it's a potion.
They do. They do, and they are. I'm just wondering if they didn't put it on this because it's a spell that deals no damage. So maybe they're not including it. Now, I've noticed they put the strengths on like artifacts, and the artifact essences have strengths, which a lot of people, including myself, are thinking it's because we're going to see something like a polymorph spell soon where your artifacts become beasties. I'm guessing. We haven't seen
it. Like a power-up artifact that gives your artifact an attack, like suddenly Potion Seller can actually,
Right.
It's something other than bring back
a possibility, and it could explain why we're seeing strengths show up on artifact cards. But yeah, this is just a spell, doesn't deal any damage, so I don't think they felt the need to put strengths on it. Maybe this is just an old picture or something. I don't know.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's big enough that I can read it. So beastie scales that have been tested over the years in battle have a natural tendency to harden to very impressive densities. Okay, so maybe they've been tempered and burned so much they're resistant to the fire. Spell Carnal Edge. This is now, is this an octopus attacking a fish or a fish getting away from an octopus?
I think it is a furred trout, like a furry trout. Looks like he is surviving the octopus. Looks like he's not dying yet. Yeah.
Okay. 2 per spellbook. Contraction cost 1 water. You may contract this page at any time. Target beastie, fish, or dinosaur has wall until the end of turn.
Defender.
Until the end of this turn. Sorry, defender, guys. It just means that you have double life points when it is not your turn. Yeah, that would be, even if you played it on your own turn, you don't get any benefit from defender when it's your turn. So it's just temporarily making a beastie bigger, beefier in regards to life points.
Yeah, the only way I really see this playing out like really well is as a nice little combat trick. If somebody is going to attack your Chessie for lethal or something like that, you could drop defender, your Chessie will be able to hit back and potentially kill their beastie. So it's like it's a one drop combat trick that in the right situation could end up removing one of their beasties. It's a maybe play. I don't think this is really like anything to build around.
Much more excited about the stone skin than I am the wall, the defender. I get it. Like you just said, there are ways that it works, specifically if it's going to like kill a beastie and you're going to forget about yours. It gives you that chance.
Yeah, I think it's potential to be a good combat trick, especially because it's only 1 cost, but yeah.
Water beasties don't always have the luxury of being vegetarian, and for some, fresh meat is a little too good to pass up. Okay, moving on. We have, oh wow, I love that art.
That's amazing art.
Damn. That reminds me of, we just watched, we've been rewatching all the Jurassic Parks in preparation for the new Jurassic Park that's coming. And last night, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Jurassic Park, close your ears for like the next 5 seconds. Jurassic World. Yes. Yeah. That end scene when, first of all, Tyrannosaurus Rex and Raptor team up. So dumb. I hate it. I don't like that they're buddies. They basically fist pound at the end with their eyes when they take out the mega monster, the hybrid that they made. And really, they're not even the ones who take it out. This card's art reminds me of what happened when the Megalodon came up and chomped the giant hybrid and drug it under the water.
Yeah, the huge water dinosaur, whatever that was. I don't know the name. It's a giant crocodile looking thing.
Yeah, it's a little of everything.
That was great.
That was great, except for T-Rex and
the T-Rex Raptor team up was a little, I feel like there's always at least one scene, not in the first Jurassic Park, but in the rest of the Jurassic Parks, there's always one scene where I'm like,
There is one. It's foreshadowed, and they do the exact same thing in the second Jurassic Park with the little girl in that. Our original little girl says, "I'm a hacker." Like way early on in the movie. No, I'm a hacker. So she's letting you know she's going to save the day when, Newman, doesn't let them through the gates or whatever, or they need to turn the power back on. And then same thing happens in the second one when the girl's like, "I'm a gymnast." And then she's
but that one's stupid.
Swinging on the
first one's fine with me. The first one, I'm like, cool, whatever. She's a hacker. Cool. The gymnast one, I'm like, I don't care how hard you swing. You could not kick a velociraptor out of a window.
It's going to catch your foot.
If you're a goddamn UFC fighter and you get the perfect like Liu Kang dragon kick, you're not sending that thing out of a window. You'd hit it and it would go, and then it would just eat you. And so, yeah, I love Jurassic Park movies. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan and I watch them like I watch any movie I love repeatedly. But there's a scene in every Jurassic Park, except the first. I'm cool with the girl hacker. Okay. There's a scene in every Jurassic Park where I'm always like, really, though? Actually, there is a scene in the first Jurassic Park. And it's when the two main characters, Sam Neill and Laura Dern are holding the door closed while a raptor is ramming the door when they're just like sliding their feet on the ground. No way. I'm sorry. Like I love Jurassic Park and I love dinosaurs. That raptor would have just like pushed the door in very easily.
Maybe that floor was just waxed and that raptor was slipping and sliding as much as they were. And they had some rubber on their feet. So I'm okay with that. But the hacker one still, I don't know. Moving on, let's just finish this card. You may contract this page at any time. Target beastie, fish, or dinosaur. Has first strike at the end of turn.
That's the combat trick. That's the combat trick we want. Yep. I would play the shit out of that.
That's definite. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The big plot twist at the end of the story is a hungry Chessie that really wants to eat you.
Nice.
Simply put, who do we think that person is? Do you think it's someone specific?
I think maybe that's a Bigfoot, like in the dark there.
Might be. Coming out of the trees?
Yeah, coming out of the forest.
Oh, no, I love it. All right. Oh, did we check that art?
That was Pepper? Yeah.
Pepper Deluca.
You can just tell his colors. They're very signature colors.
Awesome. All right, moving on. Spell Sudden Camouflage. 2 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 water. You may contract this page at any time. Target beastie, fish, or dinosaur has invisible until the end of turn. Oh man. Okay, so I already like the spell invisible because it gives you that ability, except it's not just a beastie, fish, or dinosaur, and it lets you bookmark 1 more. But again, if your build is in the direction already and water gives you so many options to bookmark, this is just a cheaper way to guarantee direct damage attacking.
Yeah, and it's an anytime. It's an anytime, so you could puol it.
Oh, you could save someone.
Move. You could go like past turn, and at the start of your turn, I'm going to make my dude invisible, so you can't attack him. There's ways to bust it out. I just see it as another use for a Torrential River. I think Torrential River is going to be a real deck, guys. I mean, if you guys don't remember, Torrential River is, if this is the first time you've contracted it this turn, you can, deal 30 damage. If the River Tear is active, you deal 30 damage to the beastie. And then the next time you cast Torrential River, it only costs 1. And for every water spell you contract that turn, it deals 30 damage and you bookmark a page. It's something like that. I'm going off the top of my head. But essentially, it kind of starts a storm, a Magic the Gathering storm. Yeah, Torrential River, where every time you're playing a water spell, you're getting to bookmark and deal damage. And so these cheap anytime water spells, I could see just being like, bop, 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 bop. Yeah, I don't really care. Sure, my guy's invisible. What I was more after is 30 damage, a bookmark, and you being dead.
Good call.
Yeah.
Some beasties don't enjoy being approached. They'd much rather approach you on their own terms.
That's kind of
cute. When they're invisible, and they can eat you before you see them.
That's kind of cute.
Next, spell, title, pool.
Oh my God, the waves.
Fucking awesome art.
So good.
Gorgeous. Take a guess. Who's
JoJo.
that?
I think that's JoJo.
3 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 water. Let's see who.
Yep.
JoJo Seams. Man, you guys got to follow all the artists if you aren't on Instagram. In fact, I've done this before. I'm just going to grab all their links and drop in the description below just so you can go and follow them, because they post not only MetaZoo art and alternate art that you haven't seen, that isn't in the game, but they also post a whole world of art that isn't even MetaZoo. Like JoJo Seams specifically, she draws X-Men from the 90s, like the way that we grew up watching them on Saturday morning cartoons. And it is just so satisfying to wake up and be reminded of that time. Man,
for sure.
Saturday mornings, bowls of cereal, and X-Men. Bookmark 3. You may contract a full moon Terra page. Once again, that water dark synergy. Bookmark 1 if dark is active.
Full moon is active.
Full moon is active. I'm sorry. Bookmark 3. You may contract a full moon Terra page. Bookmark 1 if full moon is active. Place 2 pages in your chapter on the bottom of your spellbook in any order. Okay, so it is that card shuffling again, but you are getting a card regardless.
And potentially
rearranging.
2.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
is gonna. I can't believe this is only a common. This is gonna be in fucking every water deck. There's no way you're not playing Tidal Pool. I mean, you could play it in Dual Aura. You could play it in the Water Dark decks. 3 per spell book. Bookmarking 3 pages. If you happen to bump into that Full Moon Terra when you do the bookmark 3, they give you a chance to drop it in the arena before the next effect. That's why they're saying bookmark 3. You may contract a Full Moon Terra page because if you bookmark into the full moon,
I didn't realize that.
You get to drop it. Then bookmark 1. So you now bookmarked 4 pages.
No, dude, no way.
Yeah, you've now bookmarked 4 pages and then placed 2 pages in your chapter at the bottom of your spellbook in any order. This is so crazy. This is so crazy.
I put like an or in there in my mind. No, this is, you get 3 just right there already.
Yep.
Then if you have that Terra in play and it gives you the ability to drop it, you get a 4th.
Yeah.
Then you choose 2 from your chapter.
This is crazy bonkers.
You're not like, let's take out that middle part. Let's say you don't have the Terra in your hand in play. Bookmark 1. If you have the Full Moon Terra, that doesn't apply. Then you just go to the next sentence. So you'd bookmark 3. Place 2 pages in your chapter on the bottom of your spellbook in any order.
Still 100% worth playing it.
Yep, you get to choose which one, and you get to take pages in your hand in your chapter that you don't need. Keep the ones you do.
It's going to be, and the fact that it synergizes with Full Moon Terra again, Water Dark people, Water Dark is going to be crazy.
This is the Water Dark art right here. The full moon above a raging sea, the moon just drawing up the tide, the waves, the tidal.
I'm so excited for this card. It's insane.
It is truly just the moon's gravity that causes great changes in the tide. Or is there something even more powerful at play? I don't know.
Magic is real. Real magic is everywhere.
Yep, there you go. All right.
I also got to say that card would just be insanely awesome in a gassy deck. Like,
because you're just cycling right through anything you
over
want.
and over again.
Yeah, man. Next, Beastie Treasure, Pearl of Desire. Now, this has to be the artist that did that, like Looney Tunes, like peeking out of the bushes.
Oh, you think this is a Jett Yates? I don't think this is a Jett.
I'm only doing that. I'm only saying that, suggesting because we've got these eyes peeking out of the bushes again.
I think more than one artist does eyes peeking out of the bushes. If I had to guess on this one, I'd say it's a Pepper.
Okay. Because technically, Jett Yates, she has like bolder colors I've seen. Like that's why it reminded me of the Looney Tunes. A little like harder lines, bolder colors. It is Afton.
Nice.
Afton did the Chibi Grim. A lot of the Chibis, I think, were done by Afton.
And the Fountain of Life, which we'll get to. Fountain of Youth. Yeah, we
already covered that one. That was up in the rares. That's a place that I would live in real life if it was in my backyard. 3 per spell book, Pearl of Desire, Arena Effect, Beastie Fish and Sirens deal plus 20 attack damage.
Nice.
Well, that's going to be great for the Sirens. Destroyed. Oh, and the fish in general. That's just, damn. Hold on. How many life points? 60. Okay. It could survive an attack or a spell. It would need a couple to take it out, or at least a bigger beastie. Destroyed. If an opposing beastie caster destroys this artifact, that caster bookmarks 1.
So I think this is why it's called the treasure, is that it gives you a benefit as long as you're the controller, but it also gives your opponent a benefit if they find your treasure or if they destroy your treasure.
I like that flavor.
Yeah.
MetaZoo has, in my opinion, the best flavor in the game.
It's very flavorful.
Like, it is. And it matches. It feels good. Except for the fact that Cassian Thea has wings and he's not flying. And neither is Adam. This is me being mad that they're not flying, even though they're ridiculously overpowered already. I know it's silly, but I want them to be flying.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
And Gassie's a dragon, right? Or is he a dinosaur?
Dinosaurs are dragons. Chickens are dinosaurs.
I'm asking Gassie's
dinosaurs
tribe.
Are chickens.
Is Gassie a dragon or a dinosaur as his tribe?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
would you mind reading that flavor text?
Have you ever had a pearl that you could do anything?
Did it really just say that?
Yeah. Have you ever had a pearl that you could do anything?
No, I haven't, but it sounds fun.
Nope, haven't either.
Definitely gonna be trying it out. Okay.
Potion, people. I'm getting excited. I'm bubbling with excitement.
Potion. Toxic water. Well, Mr. Moldy Potion, why don't you read this one?
I will happily read this one. So it's a potion. You can have 4 per spellbook. As all potions do, it has a 0 aura cost, though this one is a water type page. And the effect is target beastie loses all of its traits until the end of this turn. If a beastie was burrowed, unburrow it. God damn. Holy shit. I have not seen this one yet. So, wow. Yep.
Meta breaking.
Bye Frogman. We already said bye, but just continuing to say bye to Frogman. And I mean, there's so many uses for this with all the spells we just looked at that were like target beastie gains invisible, gains first strike, blah, 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 gains all this shit. No, it doesn't. It's all gone. And if it was burrowed, unburrow it. Oh, my Ami cooks are crying.
It has Magi proof, Frogman, Bigfoot. Not anymore. You don't have anything.
Man. Oof. It's going to be toxic water versus anti-potion, and we're going to see who wins.
Make sure you don't drink that one. That's not a potion that will put you to sleep. That's a potion that you will just go away and probably never return. All right. Next, Beastie, Humanoid, John Henry.
Nice.
1 per spellbook, contraction cost 5 earth, life points 120. Has the, I believe, unblockable trait, the defender trait, and the regen trait. Right, the arm or the hand reattaching to the wrist.
Man, that is a powerful beastie right there.
And that is powerful art.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
That's got to be Seb. Look at the eyes. Those are some Seb eyes right there.
You're totally right. You can see Seb's art in the eyes of his characters right down there. Yes, it is. Absolutely. So what do Seb's eyes look like to you? Because they remind me of some cartoon I can't think of. Some anime, some character in a video game, Chrono Trigger maybe?
Yeah, there's a bit of a like Akira Toriyama feel to the eyes, but there's other things happening there too. It reminds me of like Hunter x Hunter, the anime a little bit. Yeah. It reminds me of old like fighting games, like SNK fighting games back in the day. I definitely get
Capcom.
Yeah, like a number of different influences on those eyes.
Capcom.
Yeah.
That was bad. Those were not the right tones. But we've been playing Mega Man X. Whew, so good to be back in that world.
Great game. One of the best.
30 damage to the attack if the Earth Terra is in play.
That's Mountain.
Mountain Terra. Yeah. Thank you. Arena effect. All other non-token beasties you control have unblockable and have plus 25 life points. Period. If this beastie is inflicted with a status effect, deal 20 damage to it instead. So
it doesn't get the status effect. It just gets dealt 20 damage, which it's going to recover by the time the turn comes back around because of regen.
Non-token beasties you control. Good point. Very good point. It's going to wipe out unless you deal it a lot of damage in an instant. It's going to recover, and it's going to be giving all other non-token beasties you control unblockable. That's amazing.
This is seriously a powerful card right here. This is something to build around.
Definitely. And like to now finally start bridging Earth with other aura types, because it's kind of been in its own world for a while now. Mm-hmm. But giving that benefit to any beastie is extraordinary.
Yeah.
Indomitable strength is the attack, dealing a base 50 damage. Although his hammer weighed in at least 6 kilograms, the steel-driving man swung it with unrivaled precision and power. Dude, killer art.
Yeah, this is...
Look at the people in the background looking in.
Right
He's
there.
like busted through. He's just taking out the center of the cave.
Uh-huh.
I want to know the lore on John Henry. I'm not sure
you
who
don't
it
know
is.
The lore? That's the dude that raced a train through a mountain and he beat it.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
He literally burrowed through.
He burrowed so the train could get through. Like a train was coming and they had to finish the tunnel. I'm pretty sure is the story.
And he had to get the tunnel built before the train arrived.
Yeah.
Damn. Although he does not have burrow.
No, he doesn't. No. He has defender. He has unblockable. Yeah. Pretty good beastie right there.
He is pretty damn powerful. Next, you know what I just realized? We blasted through the water. We're into Earth. We might as well keep going, right?
Yeah, let's do Earth as well. There can't be that many.
Beastie, fearsome critter, stone eating Gyascutus,
Let's move on.
Gyascutus. 2 earth is the contraction cost, life points 50, 2 per spellbook. It has the burrow trait, has the convert trait, so you can fatigue it and generate 1 earth aura.
It's a good combination of traits there.
That is seriously like where the wild things are art. Like
Yeah.
that is so trippy and awesome.
I love it.
Me too. Gets an additional 10 bonus to the attack if the Mountain Terra is in play. Scavenge is the power. Fatigue this beastie. Place an Earth beastie in your limbo. Face up under this beastie. Well, let's keep reading. That must have something to do with the attack crunch base damage 10. Before doing damage, you may have this attack's base damage become equal to the base damage on an attack on an Earth beastie under this beastie.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
That is pretty cool.
Yep.
Shout out Kelsey Jachino. That is just, I love your
Wild.
art so much.
It's
And
completely
I see the
wild.
mushroom. I don't miss a mushroom.
Good eye. I mean, hey, how else are you going to make moldy potions?
That's right.
You need mushrooms. Moving on, Beastie Sasquatch. All right, we've got an Earth Sasquatch. Honey Island Swamp Monster. 4 per spellbook, contraction cost 1, neutral 2, Earth, life points 80. Has that defender trait, so life points will be doubled when it is not your turn. Gets a 10 bonus to the attack if the Swamp Terra is in play, 10 bonus to the attack if the Forest Terra is in play. Arena effect, if this beastie is declared as a defender, target opposing beastie is dealt 20 damage.
No.
This beastie cannot declare attacks.
Oh my God, guys.
So
that's not primary defender. That's when it's declared as a defender. So if you'd had more than one of those in the arena and you declared them all as defenders, you might be able to kill a beastie before it even
80
attacks.
damage.
Yeah. If you
Before
had
it
4 of them
even-
out and you fatigued all 4 as defenders, that's 20 damage, 20 damage, 20 damage, 20 damage.
Not primary.
Oh my God.
That is so important that it's not primary. It is simply you choose to defend with these things before damage is even dealt.
Wow. Wow. That's why I can't declare attacks, because you don't even want it to attack. You want to save it. And then you get to declare it as a defender and just pop beasties before they even deal you damage.
Damn.
Whoa. Whoa, dude.
I love it.
I love it so much. I
Only
did not
3.
realize that's what it
you can
did.
have 4. Oh, and by the way, has double life points when it's not your turn. Makes even more sense.
Yep.
So it'll be able to deal that direct damage, and then it'll probably be alive to deal that additional damage, just guaranteeing that you're wiping out beasties as you're attacked.
That's fucking awesome.
Okay, next page. Love this art.
Yeah.
Beastie. Snake. Peninsula Python. 3 per spellbook. Contraction cost 2 Earth. Life point 60. Gets 10 bonus to the attack for the Forest Terra. 10 bonus to the attack for the Swamp Terra. Fourth wall effect. This page costs no aura to contract if it is Peninsula Python Day.
That's a day.
Okay.
I guess in Peninsula, Ohio, that's a thing. I did not know that.
Arena. I mean, dude, they've got all the days. They got Mothman. They got Bunny Man. Oh, no, that's West Virginia. Sorry. Got my East Coast kind of central. We come from there. Mix them up all the time.
Right.
Arena. This page has first strike during combat against beasties with an aura cost of 1.
Nice.
Okay, that's clean, just like a snake. Just a quick and they're dead. Constrict is the attack. Base damage 20. Also, what do you think that status effect is?
That's paralyze.
Dealing paralyze, which would make sense for a snake. Poison or paralyze, the flavor is strong. Unfortunately, the chemical spill this python was exposed to didn't make it a ninja. It just made it really angry.
Nice turtle reference there, Mike. That was a good one.
I love it.
That was a good one.
Yep. Pizza. That hits. Oh, man. Radical. All right. By the way, I have those baby turtles right there. I ordered the NECA. Totally forgot. That is a pack of 4 baby turtles.
Nice.
And there they were. Beastie Sasquatch. Selbyville Swamp Monster, 3 per spellbook. Contraction cost 1 neutral. 3 Earth, life points 90. Has the regen trait, so it'll be recovering 20 life points at the end of every turn.
10 at the end of
10.
every turn.
Thank you. Yep. And 10 bonus to the attack if the Forest Terra is in play. 10 bonus to the attack if the Swamp Terra is in play. Hoax revealed as the power. This beastie is now considered a beastie humanoid until it leaves the arena.
I have no idea what the point of that is other than flavor.
Okay, let's keep reading. Swamp Smash is the attack, base damage 20. Awaken this beastie if it is declared as a defender this combat. Yeah, I actually am kind of confused by this whole beastie, but I love the art.
So go down to the attack ability real quick. So awaken it if it's declared as a defender. I suppose that means they want you to use it as a defender to absorb damage, and then it will be awake for an additional, like when they attack next.
So you do
could
it
then
again.
declare it as a defender again.
Okay,
so
maybe.
it's a defender that you get to use again and again. It has regen. It has a high life point. So there's the utility.
You're right.
But why the beastie humanoid? I honestly think that's flavor. Like, we know that this cryptid ended up being a man in a suit, and so they're just adding this flavor. Like, it's a hoax.
Well, let me read the flavor text. Maybe it'll give us a clue. If you take a wrong turn in this winding labyrinth of the Selbyville swamp, you might not like what you find. Okay. Didn't really give us a clue.
No.
Don't really know what
I
it
think
is.
it's just hoax flavor. At this point, I don't think there's any reason to change a beastie into a humanoid.
We'll
if
see.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe we'll
know?
hit a page in the set later that, gives some humanoids some bonus, and you'd want them not to be a Sasquatch. I don't know.
Maybe.
Spell the Great Earthquake. 1 per spellbook. Contraction cost 8 Earth. That is the second highest cost in
Yowza.
the game right now. I believe
Yowza.
Grim is the highest at 9 Dark.
Right.
All right. Who do we think did this?
This
Pepper
one,
Deluca?
I'm going to say Pepper again.
Yeah, me too. I can start to tell by the colors. I think.
Peppers are very...
Pepper Deluca.
Yeah, his colors are so ideable.
Awesome. You may contract this page from your cemetery, limbo, or afterlife just like Grim. Mm-hmm. Destroy all Earth pages you control. For each Earth aura page you destroyed, target caster is dealt 25 damage. You may choose a different caster each time.
This is interesting.
All right, so in order to deal 1,000 damage, you would need 40 aura in the arena. Is that right?
Yeah. Essentially, this is a page that you could play in a spellbook where you had nothing but aura pages and this page, and then you would drop as many aura page. Maybe you'd play excavation too, so you could get out an extra aura page each turn. So you get out 2 aura pages per turn. You stack up the arena. You cast Earthquake. You are hoping that they don't dampen it, because this can totally be dampened. But even if they do dampen it, you can then cast it again from Limbo or Afterlife or Cemetery.
Good point. So actually, you also, it says nothing about you need to use all Earth aura pages.
No, you
could use artifact accelerations. You could get tricky. You could have alternate ways to get to that 8 aura. And let's just say that you only have 8 aura in the arena. Let's go with that. That means that you could cast 200 damage every time if you had that 8 aura and it went back to the...
But then you have to destroy that 8 aura when you cast it. This is why I'm saying you would run it in a spellbook with nothing but aura in this page.
Right.
And then you just, okay, I got you once for, 250 damage. I'm going to keep bringing out aura and try to get you again.
Keep losing. Oh, this is so interesting. That is a whole different way to play the game.
Yeah.
Not good.
It's an interesting one.
Not good. It's really dark down there. Oh, Sam Sinclair. He would have gone,
he's the one falling in the hole.
Not good. It's really dark down there. That's my Sam Sinclair voice. Next spell, Jeering Rocks. Oh, well, this is like the rock man that we saw earlier, the rare up top.
Yeah, the stone man.
Yeah. 2 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 Earth. I love that little beastie, the little bunny beastie breathing fire.
Yeah, the fire rabbit, I think, is later in the set. We'll see that guy.
Awesome. Awaken target opposing beastie. That beastie must declare an attack against an earth beastie you control of your choice.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Hold on. Oh, so you can get an opposing beastie to attack one of your beasties knowing full well you're going to crush it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So this is like a lore. This is something where you're going to, provoke their beastie into attacking any beastie that you choose. So you can be like, cool, you're going to attack my stone man, or you're going to attack my Grafton monster, which would have to be the target. But yeah, pretty cool.
Earth cryptids insults usually attempt to fault you for being able to move fast, being energetic, and having skin.
Nice.
They aren't the best at insults.
Love it. What are you moving fast? What are you being energetic?
You skin creature, you. All right. Spell Primordial Ooze. Love this art.
Yeah, I see Van Meter Visitor. I see Mothman. I see Jersey Devil. And I think is that Grim? I can't tell what the bottom one is.
It looks like a skull. It looks like a Cheeto skull. It kind of looks like... Well, it looks like Cheetos to me. But it's primordial and it's ooze and it costs 2 Earth. It has the Equipment trait, so this can be attached to a beastie. Equip this page to target beastie without a primordial ooze. Equip beastie has regen ×2, 2 separate regen traits, meaning it will be recovering 20 life points at the end of every turn. Total for the 2. Choose a new beastie tribe for the equipped beastie. That beastie loses its original beastie tribe.
Pretty cool.
Well, now, yeah. That is cool. This could be used to avoid a Sasquatch alternate win condition if you use it on your opponent's beastie to change it away from Sasquatch.
That's a great call. Yeah, you'd be making their beastie a little bit stronger, but you'd be taking away that Sasquatch tribe. Pretty awesome. You could also equip this to a beastie that already has a regen trait, and then it would have 3 or 4 regen traits. This is a card that has a lot of tech utility, and I'm excited to see this play out.
What did this beastie used to be? Or rather, what is it trying to become?
Nice.
Afton. Amazing artist.
That's such a good piece.
Oh my God, I love this art too. Total Beetlejuice vibe. I love the snake. Spell, ready the defender. 2 per spell, but contraction cost 1 earth. You got to guess at that artist?
I'm going to say Pepper again.
Okay, cool. You may
Michael Peckham.
Yep. He's another one that he's good at doing a subtle differences in his style. You may only contract this page after an opposing beastie has declared an attack. What is the contraction cost again? 1. Yep. Awaken an earth beastie. That beastie takes 20 less damage from attacks and cannot be inflicted by status effects this combat.
Pretty awesome.
Okay. Yeah. That's clever.
That's a handy combat trick. That's a legit combat trick.
Yeah, it is.
The water one is it could be cool. This is legit. I would play
anytime.
This. 1-drop combat tricks are where it's at.
A good caster needs to be prepared for battle at a moment's notice. You never know when and where your next arena will be.
I wonder who the caster is there.
With the dark hair?
Yeah.
Well,
have we met? I don't think we've even met Earthcasters yet. Now, I'm not all the way through the novels, but
and I'm still on the first. I gotta wrap that. I gotta start uploading those. Sorry, guys, I fell behind a little bit. We've been so excited about the spoilers and just gaming. I will get back to recording and posting this week. Next, artifact, Boulder of Power. 2 per spellbook, contraction cost 4 earth, life points 80. Has the stone skin trait.
Love that.
Yep. The power boost. The Mighty. Target beastie deals plus 20 damage on its attacks until the end of turn. That beastie deals an additional plus 20 damage if it is an earth beastie. Man, this game's getting bigger fast.
Yeah. Immediately, I'm like, Earth Dark Napa Rebobs. Pump them up. Extra power. Man, that's really cool. That's really cool. And it can only be destroyed by attacks because it's got stone skin.
And it's got 80 life points, so it's going to be hanging out for at least 2 attacks or a number of spells. Beasties have stood strong for thousands of years. Boulders. Yep. It's right on the edge, this one. Unwavering to wind, water, and anything the elements have to offer. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Stone skin power.
Pretty cool.
Okay. The Boulder of Power. And with that, we are in the next Aura type light, which means we're going to wrap this show just so we can get it uploaded for you as soon as possible and come back tomorrow or the next day to continue the wilderness spoilers. Oh God, I love the look of the art. I want to keep going, but we have said we have to stop at an hour, and I believe
we're pretty much there.
Almost there.
Yeah.
So guys, with that, thank you for watching. If you feel like supporting my bro and I, and you happen to be shopping at Channel Fireball, a great way to do that is to use the code MetaBroz with a Z at checkout. Won't cost you anything extra, but it certainly does help us.
Absolutely. And if you'd like to support my bro and I and our content more directly, go ahead to patreon.com/MetaBroz with a Z. Sign up for any of those tiers. Merch giveaways, art giveaways at the end of every month, depending on the tier. And we're always there to answer your questions and help you guys build decks. Also, if you're enjoying watching our channel and you watch our videos regularly and you get enjoyment, like I said, out of it, please, we're going to shamelessly ask you to subscribe because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers right now.
And then we'll never ask you again.
Sure.
I don't like to ask people to do anything. I just like
we ask them to use a code on Channel Fireball.
That's a very good point. I guess
we ask them to go to our Patreon.
That's a good point. All right. I guess just because early on we said we're not going to ask people to subscribe, they'll do it if they want to. But hey, if you made it this far and you're not, it would help us out big time. We'd super appreciate it because apparently YouTube will start sending us little tiny
blessings.
Yes, blessings apparently for every view and minute of watch time at some point. We don't know. We're new to this.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. I'm going to drop all the links of all the artists in the description below. And big shout out to MetaZooHQ for making all of this possible. And big shout out to MetaZoo and the entire world and the community, because it's just this awesome family and we're totally honored to be a part of it, guys.
Seriously, truly.
So until next time, how does our ending go again?
We will see you next time on
MetaBroz.
Later, everybody.
Later, guys.